The Gospels only contain one story of the childhood of Jesus, and it is an absolutely fascinating, actually brilliant little story that gives us some sort of insight into the reality of the development of Jesus as the Son of God and as the son of Joseph and Mary. So you're probably very familiar with the story. He's 12 years old. He's making the journey with his family and friends, probably in a large, boisterous caravan from the countryside down to Jerusalem for the Feast of Passover. We're told that they celebrate that, then everybody just turns round, and after the festivities they're on their way home. Mary and Joseph think that Jesus is part of the caravan and he's on his way with the rest of them somewhere in the mix. But then they realise after travelling a day and probably stopping for the night somewhere that Jesus is not there, so they probably panic a bit like any parent would, and then hightail it back to Jerusalem. After looking for some more time, they eventually find him in the temple with the scribes and the teachers, and he is having these deep theological conversations, and they're amazed at his young wisdom. And then Mary and Joseph run up and do what probably any parent would do as well, is they probably grab him by the shoulders and look him in the eye and say, "Why did you do this? What are you doing?" We're told Jesus calmly responds and says, "Well, didn't you know that I would be in my Father's house?" And then we're told that he, returns with his mum and dad and continues to grow in favour with God and with man. Okay, so what's going on in that little event? I don't think that story is thrown in just because it's a quirky, humorous little story about Jesus being a bit naughty for once. I think there's something profoundly theological going on, and we're given a few hints. One is that we're told the age of Jesus, and he is 12 years old. So the junction of a young Jewish boy, he's at age 12, 13, is bar mitzvah. So that is the place in his life where he moves from being under the authority of his parents to really being under the authority of God. Bar mitzvah means the son of the commandment, son of the word, son of the law. And this happens in this young man's life. So he now has, as it were, autonomy before God. So maybe he was exercising that autonomy, who knows? We're also told that it is the Passover feast. Now I think this is a tremendously important detail, that it's significant that it's at the Passover that something happens in the self-awareness of Jesus. Because here we're told that his response to his parents is that I would be in my Father's house, that he would be in the place, you could say, of intimacy, of nearness, of connection. The temple was seen as the place where heaven meets earth, where God meets humanity, and Jesus is there. And he says, this is my Father's house. So I think what's happening, and I'll caveat this by saying it's pretty dicey to try and psychoanalyze Jesus 2,000 years later from a distance. But I think we're given this story to help us understand that Jesus was coming to a self-awareness. He was beginning to believe and to know who he actually was. Somebody unique, somebody actually different. Jesus becoming aware of himself is actually a really interesting theological conundrum of, again, trying to understand who is this one who knows all things, who is the second person of the Trinity, the Logos, and who is this one who is Jesus of Nazareth, fully embodied, personified, who can grow in self-knowledge in the way that you and I would. See, you and I don't wake up on any given day suddenly with a full revelation of everything in our lives, who we are and what we're like and where we're going. It's this very natural and incremental increase as we grow, and it seems like this is a little turning point in the life of Jesus where his identity is clarified, maybe not fully understood. Full revelation of his life and journey I don't think was on the table at this point, but I think at least a glimpse over the horizon of his life and his identity to know something, and the significance of this revelation being at the Passover and in the temple. I think there's something going on there that is important and powerful and necessary for us to continue to form good theology, good Christology. That Jesus came to these understandings naturally as we do, as we come to understand who we are, so Jesus comes to understand who he is. And so, much to enjoy and to ponder till next time. Peace.